Okay, we're going to create an AI agent that works as a junior analyst to track competitor pricing. This AI agent is going to use the computer and it's going to update this Google Sheet, and we'll get to watch it do that. I'm going to use Filtyr to build it. So over here on Filtyr in the agents section, I'm going to create a new agent. Let's call it price tracking analyst. I'm not going to give it a description right now. All right, the first thing we're going to do is give it instructions. What's cool about Filtyr agents is you can just talk to them like they're a person and tell it exactly what you want to do. Actually, before I give it instructions, I want to give it a browser first. I don't have to do it in this order, but I think it'll make more sense for you. So I'm going to connect the agent Gmail browser. I've created this browser already. I've already logged into this agent's Gmail account. This agent has an email account that I've assigned to it. It's logged into Gmail, and this browser has that authentication context. So when it logs in, it's going to, or whenever the agent uses this browser, it's going to be logged into its Google account. So I'm going to give it access to that browser. That's the only tool it's going to need. It's not going to need any custom tools. It's just going to need a web browser with the correct authentication context. All right, let's head back to instructions and let's tell it you are a competitor. I'm actually going to save everybody pain and just copy this prompt as I go. So you are a competitor pricing junior analyst. You're tasked with tracking pricing of our competitors. This Google Sheet has a list of our competitors. Let's copy the link. So I've already given agent at filtyr.ai the link or the access to this Google Sheet. We're going to give it the link. Now I'm going to give it the steps to follow. So here are loose steps you can follow. Go to the sheet and get the first pricing URL. Go to that URL and get a summary of the pricing data. Don't worry about the details. We just need a basic summary. Just telling it that because in my testing, it was doing a lot of extra things, trying to get every bit of information, and it was taking a long time. So I'm just going to tell it to simplify it. And then update the pricing summary with the summary of that competitor's pricing. And do that for each competitor in the list. Let's save those instructions. Now we're going to give it outcomes. We're just going to give it success or failure. So this is just what it's going to choose at the end. And if it succeeds or if it fails, it's going to pick one of these. And this is just so I can easily filter on this later. Okay, success, fails. What is that? What am I saying? Failed. Okay, now we have an agent. We called it price tracking analyst. Let's make it active. Let's activate it up here. What's going on? Refresh. Okay. Agent's active. The agent has instructions. We just talked to it like a person. We've given it a web browser to use. Now let's trigger it. So we would probably want to run this on a schedule, maybe run this once a month on a schedule. But before I start a schedule, I'm going to test it out manually. So let's run it manually from the triggers section. All right. The agent has started. This is the agent workspace where we're going to watch it work in real time. So the first thing it did is it went to that Google Sheet, and we can see it has access. I'll probably speed up this section because the total process will take maybe 5 to 10 minutes for it to do this work. So if I'm talking fast right now, it's because I'm just speeding this up for your benefit. All right, it's here on Zendesk. It's going to get the information. And you can see it's just using the computer. On the left, you'll see the agent execution trace where it says what it's doing. You can click open any of these tool calls to get more details, and you can see the screenshots that it took to gather the data. Okay, it's back on the Google Sheet, and it'll probably fill out the Zendesk info. Something to keep in mind too is you don't have to be watching these work. In fact, this is just for testing. So whenever we set up a schedule, we can just have this run once a month and keep this sheet up to date for us and take this off our mental plate. But I like to watch these a couple times, make sure I'm getting the right instructions to do the task. All right, so it's filling out the pricing summary. You can see it just uses the computer just like you and I would. It's a little slower, but over time, these are going to get faster. But there are so many tasks that these AI agents that can use the computer can do for you and just take off your plate. It's got a lot to say about that pricing summary for Zendesk. Okay, so let's fill that out. And if I come over here to the drive, you can see, of course, and this is how Google Sheets works, but I'm able to watch the agent working in real time. And it's, it's like having another person on my team, but this is AI, Agent Filtyr. This is an AI agent using Google Sheets, using the browser, updating my competitor price tracking, which is pretty cool. All right, let's go back. Now it's on Intercom, getting the information from Intercom. I am going to skip a lot of these steps here. And also, as it's scrolling down, looking for more detailed information, you could just imagine all the different things that you could do with this beyond just competitor price tracking. But I think this is a good example of showing how you can create AI agents with Filtyr that use a web browser, use it with an authentication state, like a Google login that you've given it. It can update Google Sheets. It can work as a team member. I think this is a good example of that. All right, it's back on the sheet, updating the intercom information. And while it's working, I'm going to go back to agent details and just do a quick recap. So we want to give it human-like instructions here. This is what I think is so cool about filters. It's no deterministic workflow builder where I got to click and drag and configure things. I just tell it what I need it to do, just like I would a person. You're going to give it outcomes, and this is just for you to filter on later. I gave it a web browser that had access to my Google account, and then we ran it manually to test it out. But what we're going to want to do is set up a schedule. So let's say, what should we do? Let's do weekly. What if we just did it weekly on Monday? Create that schedule. Okay, so now we have a schedule to run it weekly on Monday, and it will keep this sheet up to date. Let's see, what else? We can look at the recent events right here. So this is the event that's running, but you can go look at its work history, and then this is where the outcomes are going to come into play, because if any of those have failed, you'll see them show up as failed, and you can filter on that as well. All right, I'm going to wrap up this video. The filter's working on that sheet. We'll finish it up, and we'll have a summary of competitor pricing. Yeah, thanks for watching this far.